Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to day 4 of the 31 Days of Horror. DBougie86 back up in this. That is right, peeps. Today I have a film that's actually a first-time watch for me, and it's one that I actually heard about in the circles. I never got to see it, and I was actually very interested when the new label, Cauldron Films, actually put this on Blu-ray. This is a film from 2002, and it goes by the title The Collingswood Story. Now, I knew what this film was, kinda. It's a found footage film, but I didn't know that it was going to be pretty much like, it's kind of like a techno found footage, which I mean is, it's all like on camcorders and computer software. This one, it's kind of like one of the first to do that in a way. When looking back on it, especially watching it for this watch, I was kind of taken back by that aspect of it because I didn't actually know that going into it. Now, the Collingswood story, the main setup is we're introduced to our two main characters, Rebecca and John, her boyfriend. John lives in a different town because Rebecca went to school in Collingswood, New Jersey, where she's at now. So they end up interacting through like this phone net thing, where it's like a video phone where it's kind of interesting because I didn't actually know these things even exist, where you actually use your actual telephone and call, and then you could do like a video with your computer, like hooked up to your computer or something. I'm not really too sure. That's beyond my time. Technology is very advanced since then, as we all know. But so they interact through these like video calls, and there's some aspects about their relationship. John didn't actually want Rebecca to leave and stuff like that. The typical, like, somebody moves away to another town, and it's like a long-distance relationship, which is a very interesting aspect in the movie itself, and kind of plays into some of the themes of the actual film going forward. But one night, Rebecca and John end up calling, like, this medium. First, Rebecca calls her, and it's a very strange seance thing that happens where the medium's like, get out of there now, don't stay there. But then John ends up calling her, and pretty much what this medium says to him is Collingswood, New Jersey is kind of like this bad mojo area where there's like this underground cult activity going on, and Rebecca is kind of receiving bad vibes through where she lives. And, pretty much what ends up happening is, they're just like, hey, come on, that can't be happening. But John does some research, and the house that Rebecca's actually living in was actually a scene of a few murders. So, pretty much the rest of the movie is them trying to figure out what is going on while things start happening between them. Is this medium lying to them, or is this shit actually happening? Pretty much that's pretty much the setup of this movie. Now, this movie's ahead of its time because the first thing I thought of with like calling the medium was the movie that came out last year called Host. The Zoom movie where they do like a seance actually through Zoom. And it kind of has that feel to it, especially with like the way that the film's set up with using the computers and shit to actually interact with each other. Even has some aspects of it that kind of remind me of some early like other like Unfriended, like any of these movies owe this movie its privilege. I dug the hell out of the story of this one. I was very intrigued where this one was going. It has like that gritty, dirty feel to it, even though this was the Blu-ray that I watched where, you can't make up some of the footage out of it, like especially when it's in the dark and murky scenes. Especially, it felt very realistic in that sense. Now, the actual, like, scenes where you actually see, like, the app opened up on the computer, those do look kind of cheesy. They actually have a little picture of it. This is how cheesy some programs looked like back in the day. It looked like that, That's actually from the movie, Good stuff there. That's technology shit, though. You get like that weird technology kind of thing inside all these type of movies too, including like The Den and Unfriended, and even Host. Zoom's kind of a weird program too. I'm still trying to figure out that shit. Yeah. So it's kind of believable. It did look pretty like, is this real? Like when you're watching it, but overall, it didn't really bother me that much, because maybe I'll do some research and see if that was actually a real thing, Deco video phone, just to verify, because I'm not really too sure. I don't know everything, peeps. I just know what I know, but I do know I did enjoy this movie for what it was, and that's pretty good, because usually, I like found footage, but a lot of them get a little standard and stale in some appearance because they follow that formula. And I like when some of them do things differently, like with the technology-based found footage movies, or even like, like if they do feel like they're kind of like following the beats of a regular found footage movie, but then they do something different in like the third act. And I like the mockumentary style, which those ain't really found footage because they're like kind of like fake documentaries style, those type of movies, but they're lumped in there too because of the way they're filmed, and you actually have to believe that these actors are being real people right now too, so they get lumped in there too under the found footage category. But yeah, Collingswood Story, I kind of recommend it. This is actually a great release. I didn't actually check out any of the special features yet on this, so yeah, def recommend it. It's a great release. Cauldron, excellent label. If you didn't know about this label, it's the guy who runs Diabolic DVD. It's his label. He actually started this with one of his friends, I think, and they started putting out like these movies, and that's cool as shit. I always like seeing like guys I knew back in the day when they got into the game doing like media sales actually make their own label. That's kind of cool shit. So yeah, good shit right here. Check it out. Alright guys, that's it for day 4. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back tomorrow with another one for you guys. See you then. Bye-bye.